part we will study under voltage relay, and in the first part of the video we have studied over voltage relay, and there we have seen how the characteristic is and how the relay is sensitive to the voltage we are applying. And right now in the under voltage case we will see how the relay will be sensitive to the under voltage. That means if you are not giving any voltage also, that is a under voltage. So you will see how the relay is sensitive to that. So let us see the aim of the experiment.
So the aim of the experiment is testing of electromechanical under voltage relay and plot the graph between operating time versus percentage clock setting voltage. So that means here the PSM is nothing but the percentage of clock setting voltage, that is PPSB. So in case of under voltage the name is like that. And what are the apparatus required? Same, we need a power supply unit and a electromechanical under voltage relay unit and some connecting wires. So here we will use the VDG13AF relay to test, and the top unit is nothing but the relay unit and the bottom unit nothing but the power supply unit. So VDG13AF relay is an electromechanical type inverse voltage relay, that means inverse characteristic relay, and it is suitable for under voltage protection scheme in low voltage, medium voltage as well as high voltage power distribution system. So in low voltage we will use directly, in high voltage we will use through the PT, and it is suitable for voltage protection of AC circuit, induction motor and automatic changeover scheme, etc., etc. It is electromechanical design offer a fixed range of inverse trip time characteristic. That means all electromechanical which is having clock setting and all giving you inverse trip time characteristic. And under voltage and PT rating is 110 volt, which can all be selected in the field at the time of commissioning. That means this can be set during the time of commissioning, that is the relay under voltage settings, what will be the PT rating, that will be taken care in the commissioning time. It accepts very wide auxiliary supply range with different tappings. That means this relay needs an auxiliary power supply, and also it can accept 24 volt DC to 240 volt DC with a particular value of tapping. That means any voltage of DC above 24 volt and up to 240 volt we can use for this relay. And this VDG13AF relay is designed for cross mounting. So here you will see what is the cross mounting, and it draws out construction, makes installation and maintenance very easy. So what do you mean by cross mounting? We will see here. So we will see the cross mounting. Let's see. This is the relay diagram. As you can see, this is the relay unit, and in the right side of the image no relay is there, only box is there. That means what happened? That means the relay unit we can remove from the box, that is cross mounting. That is nothing but cross mounting. So if you see the image, that means that this is the relay unit, this is previously inside the box of the relay unit, inside the box of that black box. So this is cross mounting, so that's why we can able to remove the relay from the box. These are the terminals used to push the relay from the box, and this is the relay. It looks like this. As you can see, this is the relay inside the picture. Now we'll see the relay specification. So relay specification, if you see, it is feature is identical trip time versus voltage characteristic and all tappings, and also it is having auxiliary power supply requirement. But in case of low voltage relay, that requirement was not there. Then technical specification, if you will see, the voltage rating is 110 volt or 240 volt or 250 volt or 440 volt. So which relay we are going to test, that is 110 volt, and its voltage setting is 50 to 90% adjustable in 5 equal step at 10%. So if you will see the voltage setting, that is 50 to 90%. So as you can see here, 55 and 99. So voltage rating is 110 volt. So voltage setting is 50%. It is starting from the 50% of the 110 volt, that is 55 to 90%, that is 99. And resetting voltage is the disk will completely reset at 105% or less of the voltage setting. Time setting is the operating time, that is 5 seconds at 0 voltage. That means when we will give 0 voltage, as you can see here, when we will give 0 voltage, it is 4.9 seconds. That means 5 seconds. In this way, we have to identify the characteristic or time setting. Then the resetting time with time setting multiplier 1, when the applied voltage suddenly increases from 0 to the rated voltage, the resetting time are as follows, like when 0 to 30 it is 1 second, 41.5, 52, 64, 75, like that it is showing the resetting time. And thermal rating is relay will withstand 120% rated voltage on any setting continuously for 60 degree rise in coil temperature. So that means the over voltage or under voltage relay, they are more prone to the temperature. If temperature will go high, then that will create problem to the relay. And application, if you will see, this is used in the protection of AC circuit, capacitor, rectifier, and machines such as induction motor, etc., etc. Then this is the relay diagram front view. As I shown you, this is flush mounted, that's why you can remove the relay from the box. Same over voltage relay also it was flush mounted, and electromechanical overcurrent relay also was the flush mounted. That means we can remove. That means when any relay will damaged or any fault will come inside the relay, we can replace the relay easily without changing any terminals or any connection of the panel. That means it is very easy. But in case of numerical relay or that one another relay, that microprocessor based relay, there you have to change the terminal, you have to use the screwdriver, you have to open the terminal, like that things are there. But here in case of electromechanical, this is very easy. Remove the relay and then insert a new relay inside the box. And as you can see, this is the relay unit which is we have taken out from the box. And right now this is the nameplate of the relay. So this nameplate, if you will see, the model number is VDG13AF relay, and its auxiliary 24 to 50 volt DC. We can give wide range of auxiliary voltage options are available, and this rating voltage rating is 110 volt at 50 hertz of signal. And if you see the table, earlier it was in case of over voltage, that is PSM versus trip time, or PSM versus calibrated operating time, but here this is percentage of tap setting voltage or the percentage of this clock setting. So that means how much percentage of the clock setting you are giving, this is showing that one. 100% you are giving, 90% giving, 80% giving, 70% giving, or 0% giving, means 0 volt you are giving. So as you can see here, whenever we are increasing the time, reducing the percentage of the voltage, then what is happening? The time of the time to operate the relay is reducing. That means when we are giving 90%, it will give you 25 as the calibrated operating time, and 20 similarly less than 5.2 seconds. And this is the IDMT characteristic. That means inverse characteristic. So now I will see how to calculate the actual operating time without operating the relay for a particular value of fault parameter. So here fault parameter is the voltage. So let the fault voltage we are giving 36 volt. So in this way we should plot in the observation table how to calculate for different value of fault voltage. We should calculate the trip time before operating the relay. That we will tell during the observation. So fault voltage is 36 volt. Then PPSV is 36 by 66. So 36 nothing but the fault voltage divided by the clock setting, that is 66 right now it is. So into 100, that is 55 volt. That is the PPSV 55 volt. That means at 55 volt here we are getting 7 seconds as the calibrated operating time. Then what will be the actual operating time? That will be 7 seconds into the time setting multiplier or the time multiplier setting. So here time multiplier setting, let assume as 1, so it will be 7 seconds. If, as we know, time setting multiplier can be minimum 0.05 to maximum 1 second. We can vary this 7 second to 02 or 0.05 to 7 second. That is the option available if we use the time setting multiplier of a relay. This is the internal diagram, and this 9 and 10 are the input terminal of the relay unit, and 3, 4 are the trip signal or the trip terminal of the relay unit. 1, 2 are the alarm terminal of the relay unit, and we can replace trip terminal as alarm terminal as a trip. So this is the under voltage relay unit. So this relay is mounted inside the relay unit. So as you can see, this relay is inside the black box, and the black box is inside the relay unit, that means inside the panel. And what is there inside the panel? That all the terminals connection is come out to this one, this terminal, this 9 and 10, nothing but this 9 and 10 of the relay, and 7 and 8, 7 and 8, like that. So here 9 and 10 will be the input terminal of the relay, and 3 and 4 or 1 and 2 will be the trip command out of the relay, and auxiliary supply will be the this one, this 6 and 5, or we can use 3. Here actually the terminal 3 is replaced to the positive terminal of the power auxiliary supply, so we have to use this 3 as a positive and 5 as the negative terminal for the auxiliary power supply, and 1 and 2 will use as the trip signal out of the relay, and 9 and 10 will be the voltage in or the input signal terminal of the relay. And right now I will see the power supply specification, and here the power supply specification we will see how it is generating the under voltage at the same time, because whenever the under voltage relay is not getting any signal, that means the 0 voltage, then it is sensing as a trip signal. So what is happening in that case? So when the relay is getting the trip signal, I will set the voltage that time. So this is the mechanism is there. We will see the mechanism that how this power supply unit is generating the signal which is required for the relay to test. So here we have used 2 variac. So one variac is used to feed the rated voltage, because in the relay if 110 volt will give, then the relay will be in normal operating mode, because if you will not give any voltage to the relay will trip. So the initial position of the relay will be in the trip position. So to make the relay to be in normal operating position or the normal operating point, what we have to do, we have to give its rated voltage, or we have to give more than the PPSB, maximum PPSB, that is 99. That means you can also give more than 66, so that relay will come to the normal operating mode. But if you change the clock setting to 77, then it will create a problem. That's why we have to give more than directly 99, that is 110 volt, so that relay will come to its normal operating mode, and then we can give the under voltage. So this variac 1 is used to feed 110 volt, that is the relay rating, and this variac 2 is used to feed the under voltage. So how the mechanism? The mechanism is inside the circuit breaker. So as you can see the image, that the negative terminal or the neutral of the variac, this variac 2 and variac 1 is directly going to the neutral here, but the phase of the variac is connected through the circuit breaker terminal, and here this image shows that this terminal is the NC, and this image shows that this terminal is the NO. So that means whenever circuit is turned off, that means these terminal are by default connected and these terminal are open. So that means when we have turned on the power supply unit by using the rocker switch, then the voltage whatever we are giving from the variac 1, it will directly go to the relay unit, and when we will set the relay, that time we have to turn on the circuit breaker, so that what will happen, variac 2 voltage will come to the relay. That means when we will turn on the circuit breaker, this will open, this will close, so that variac 1 will be disconnected and variac 2 will be connected simultaneously, so that variac 2 output voltage whatever we will set, that will suddenly go to the relay. So we will see the procedure. During the procedure we will understand how this things is happening. We will see in the procedure. So this is the diagram. We can see that how the under voltage we are creating. That means we are using two variac. One variac we are giving the rated voltage and another variac we are giving the fault voltage, is used to give the fault voltage. And this is the power supply or the under voltage relay test unit. So this is the diagram as I shown you, and this is the test start button. That means when we will press this test start button, then what will happen, this CB indicator will glow and it will disconnect the supply from variac 1 and it will connect the supply to variac 2. That means when we will turn on the circuit breaker, and when we will turn off the circuit breaker, the variac 2 will be disconnected and variac 1 will be connected. So what will happen, so whatever the fault voltage is applied, when we will turn off, so suddenly it will come to its normal operating voltage, that is 110 volt. And normal operating voltage for the over voltage relay is less than the clock setting, but the normal operating for the under voltage relay will be more than the clock setting. And for safety purpose we are giving directly the rated voltage 110 volt, so that any value of clock setting are selected, the relay will be in normal operating mode only. So this variac 1 will increase to increase the variac 1 out, that is we will set the 110 using this variac 1, and we will set the fault voltage as per our observation table using the variac 2. And this is the voltmeter used to read the voltage, how much we are feeding to the relay. This is the time interval meter, which is used to feed the, used to measure the time of the trip. And here you have to bypass the, or you have to set the timer switch to be in timer mode, not in external mode, so that the timer's interval meter will synchronize with the circuit breaker. And here no timer switch was there, is there, so this is blank. Then auxiliary supply terminals, from here you have to give, that means here we need 24 volt DC, that means these two terminals will be used to feed the auxiliary power supply to the under voltage relay. And this is the N1C terminal, that means the trip signal will come to this N1 NC terminals, and this N1 NC terminal is the N1 NC of the circuit breaker. And here another switch is there, set or test, and you can know this is the heart of the under voltage relay unit, heart of the mechanism. That means when we will be selected the position in set mode, the trip signal coming from the relay will not come to the circuit breaker if the switch is in set mode. And if the switch is in test mode, then only the trip signal from the relay will come to the circuit breaker. Then this S2 switch is always has to be on, because this S2 switch is connecting the output of variac 2 to the supply terminal of the relay. So this is all about the power supply specification. So now this is the connection diagram. So you have to give voltage to the 9 and 10 of the relay, and you have to give auxiliary supply to here. You have to give plus here and minus here, it is wrongly there, plus will be here, minus will be here, and we have to give NO and NC terminal or a trip signal from the relay to the under voltage relay unit. And now right now we will go to the observation table and we will connect the circuit and we will see the procedure to perform the experiment. Thank you.
So right now we will do the connection. So these are the banana pins, and as I have told you that this 2 is the output of the power supply unit and this 2 terminal is the input of the relay unit. So here the output of the power supply unit will be connected to one terminal of the input, and then 10 number terminal of the relay out, relay in will come to the power supply input. So this is the voltage we are applying to 9 and 10 from the power supply terminal of the under voltage relay test unit. Next is we have to give the auxiliary power supply, that is plus and one minus. So minus will go to this 5 number pin because we have written here 5, and this plus will go to the plus terminal pin. Then the NO and C. So NO will come from terminal number 1 and 2. So terminal number 1 is coming to here. So this is all about the connection. So next we will see the procedure how we will operate the relay. So these are the precaution that we have to do. The technical precaution is do not run the system without making the position of timer switch to TIM mode. That means without making timer switch to TIM mode, if you run, we cannot able to measure the operating time using the time interval meter. So now you will see the procedure one by one. So first step is connect the circuit as per the connection diagram. So as you have connected. Next, ensure time interval meter selection switch in TIM position. So as you can see, this is the time interval meter switch. This should be in TIM position. This bottom position is TIM and the up position is the external position. So this will be in TIM position. Next, ensure S2 switch is on. So here as you can see, there is S2 switch is there. This should be turned on. Bottom side is on and up side is off. So we have to turn on. Next, bring both dimmer to 0 voltage. So as you can see, these are the both dimmers. So we have to make this to be 0. So this is 0, this is also 0. We are rotating, it's not able to rotate in anti-clockwise, that means that is 0. Next, note down the under voltage clock setting. So here we have to note down the under voltage clock setting. But as per our observation, which we have already set, that this observation we have to take, that we have to see that how much we have to give or how much setting we have to do before doing the experiment. So accordingly we have to set the clock setting. So let's see the observation. So in the observation table, 77 is the clock setting and 1.0 is the time setting multiplier, and this 66 to 20 volt is the fault voltage you are going to apply, and correspondingly will get PPSB of 85%, 77%, and also have calculated the trip time 18.19, 12.29. This trip time we have calculated by seeing the scale of the relay. So right now you have to set 77 as a clock setting, 1.0 as a TSM. So here as you can see, clock setting right now it is fixed to 55. We have to change the clock setting to 77. So for that already I have shown you how to change the clock setting and time setting multiplier in our first experiment, that is our current relay experiment. This is the clock setting. We have removed the plug. Now we can inserting the plug into 77 terminals, 77 clock settings. Then here time setting multiplier, as I can see, this is 1. Already this is 1, so no need to change this one. Already time setting multiplier is 1. Now we have set the relay, that is 77 clock setting already we have set, and the time setting multiplier 1. So relay is now ready to operate as per our observation table. So what is the next procedure? Put on the mains using mains and rocker switch. So as you can see, this is the mains and rocker switch. So we have to put it on. So this is turning on. So after turning on, you can see display of time interval meter is showing and display of the voltmeter is also showing. And next process is adjust the voltage to threshold level of under voltage relay using dimmer 1. And threshold level is 110 volt. So that means, as I already told you, here we are using two numbers of variac. One variac is used to set its relay normal operating voltage, and another variac is used to set the under voltage. So before turning on the circuit breaker, we have to give 110 volt using the variac number 1, so that the relay will come to its normal operating mode. Because without giving any voltage, as this is under voltage, this will feel that 0 voltage nothing but the trip. So if we are not giving any voltage, that means relay will be in trip mode. So we have to make the relay to be in normal operating mode. So for that we have to give its rated voltage, and that rated voltage we are giving from the variac number 1. And also you can see variac number 1, variac number 2, two variac are there, and before turning on the circuit breaker, variac number 1 is connected to this power output terminal, voltage output terminal, and this is going to the relay. So that means how much voltage we will apply here using variac number 1, that much voltage will go to the relay terminal. That means 110 volt, and that will be from the variac number 1. Then when we will change the circuit breaker position, that means off to on, that means the variac source earlier it was variac 1 and it will change to variac number 2. So from the variac number 2 we will apply that amount of under voltage as per our the observation. So now we will increase the voltage. As you can see here, you can see the voltage. We are increasing the voltage and we will set up to 110 volt, and that is given in the procedure. So as per we have to give 110 volt, 115, 112, 110 volt. So why 110 volt? You might be asking this question. So because here the clock setting is 77, and as per the clock setting, when the relay will be in normal operating mode, that when the voltage giving to the 9 and 10 or voltage coming to the relay should be more than 77, should be more than 77. But how much more? Anything more than 77, the relay will come to normal operating mode. But let we have chosen 90 as the voltage, so that above 77, and relay will come to its normal operating mode. In that way we can able to operate. But what happen if we will change the clock setting from 77 to 99, then what will happen? Then at that time the relay will come to its trip mode, because 90 is less than the 99, that is the clock setting. So that's why again we have to increase above 99. So we have to give directly the relay rated voltage, that is 110 volt. So 110 volt means any clock setting you will set, it will not create any problem. So that relay will come to its normal operating mode, and at any value of clock settings. So next we have to see the procedure. Bring toggle switch to set mode. Then this is the toggle switch. This switch we have to make to set mode. So this set mode means we have to set the voltage, and as I told you, the function of this one is whenever the relay will get the signal, trip signal, that trip signal will come to the circuit breaker, then circuit breaker will trip the circuit, will trip the voltage, so that voltage will not go to the relay. But if this is in set mode, if the relay will give any trip signal, that will not come to the circuit breaker, that will be bypassed using this set and test switch. So this is the heart of this mechanism. So now this is in set mode. Next we will see the process. Then push test start button, CB on indicator will glow. So now we will push test start button. So CB on indicator will glow. So this is glowing actually. Then adjust the under voltage level to some percentage of set voltage using dimmer 2. So that percentage of set voltage, as already we have given in the observation table, accordingly we will take the observation. So then procedure is note down this fault voltage. So how much fault voltage you have to note down. Then push test stop button. Then after that we have to push test stop button. Then do not disturb the variac 1 and 2. Then again we have to change the switch to test mode, and after that we have to turn on the circuit breaker again. So that how much voltage we have already set during set mode, after changing the position to test mode and after turning on the circuit breaker, that much voltage what we have set will go to the relay, and relay will give the trip signal. So this is the process. So now we will go to the observation part, and one by one we will apply the voltage and we will take the reading. So now we will see the observation. So as per the observation, there we have to apply 66 volt as the fault voltage. So here you have to apply 66 volt. So we will follow the procedure. So this is 0, already we have given 110 volt, and then this is in set mode. We have to turn on the circuit breaker and we have to give 66 volt using Variac 2. So 23.86, 37, 45, 53, 56, 59, 62, 63, 65, wait, 66, little more, okay. So 66 we have applied right now. After that we have to turn off the circuit breaker. So after turning off circuit breaker, 110 volt is applied, relay is coming to its normal operating mode. Then we have to put to test mode, then we have to turn on the circuit breaker. So already you have set 66, directly that voltage will apply to the relay, and you can see relay disc is moving, and after the set time, our approximate trip time is 18.19 seconds. So near to that it will trip. So we have to wait for the 18 second almost. 16, 17, 18, 18.71, exactly what we are thinking. So that is 18.71 second. So 18.71 second. Next is 60 volt. So next is 60 volt. So we have to already turned off. So we have to put to set mode, and we have to turn on, and we have to reduce to 60 volt. 60 volt. Okay. So 60 volt we have applied. We have to turn off the circuit breaker, change to test mode, then we have to apply the 60 volt directly. How much we are expecting? 12.3. 12.8. So what our expectation, that is coming till now 12.88. So next observation is 55. So similarly, turn off, put to set mode, turn on, change the voltage to 55. 55. So little less. So 55 we have applied. Turn off, put to test mode, then turn on. So we have applied 50 volt. Now you will see our expected trip time is 9.76 second. And right now 8.1 second. Okay, little more, no problem. 8.112 second. I think something wrong I did. Again I will try with this voltage. So I will turn on again. Second. Our expectation is 9.76 second, 10 second. So why that 2 came? There is a question. Because whenever I am going for next observation, the relay, earlier it was in the trip mode, it should go to its normal operating mode, and it will take some time to go to its normal operating mode. You have to wait for the time. If you will not wait for the time, so it will go towards the normal operating time. During that again we are applying the another voltage. So what will happen? From the middle it will come to the trip position. So what will happen? Time will be less than its desired. So right now we have to wait. So we have applied 55 volt. Now I will apply 50 volt. So turn off. This should be test mode, set, and we have to apply 50 voltage. Sorry. So we have applied 50 voltage, turn off, test, and you wait. This is the procedure to wait little bit. That means this should come to its normal operating mode. Till then we have to wait. Then we have to test it, start it again. So 50 volt, how much expectation? 8.4. It should come. That's why we have already calculated the time, so that how much expectation near to that it should come. If it is deviating, that means something wrong is happening. We can directly rectify. So next, turn off for the 45 volt, set, turn on, and 45 volt. So this is 45 volt. So turn off, and this should be in test mode, then turn on. So our expectation time is 7.46 seconds. So 7.63 seconds. So exactly what we are expecting that much is coming. So 7.36 second. So next observation is turn off, set this one. Next observation is 40 volt. You are reducing 5 volt in each observation. So right now it is 40 volt. So turn off, put to test and wait. Little you have to wait. Means you have to see that this should be stand still. Then start it again. Our expectation time is 6.76 second. 6.76. So 6.8 second. Exactly our expectation is matching. So turn off, set mode, start it again, and next voltage is 35 volt. So 35 volt. So turn off, put to test mode, wait. You should see relay. Yes, it came to stand still. Then start it again. Our expectation is 6.19. So 6.2 second. Next is 30 volt. So turn off, set, start, and we have to go for the 30 volt. Okay, 30 volt we have applied. Turn off, test, wait. Disk is moving right now. Yes, comes to stand still. Start it again. (5.9 second). Our expectation is 5.85 second. 5.9 second. So next observation is 25. So turn off, put to test, then start. We have to apply 25. So 25. Okay. Okay, this is 25. So turn off, put to test and wait. Yes, disk is moving. Okay, came to standstill position. Then test, start. (5.5 second). Our expectation is 5.54 second. 5.6 second exactly. Our last observation, that is 20 volt. So turn off, put to set mode, then turn on the circuit breaker, and we have to reduce the voltage to 20 volt. 20 volt. Okay, little more. Okay, 20 volt. So turn off, test mode, wait. So that is should come to its normal operating mode. Came. So test, start. So right now we are applying our last observation, that is 20 volt, and our expectation time is 5.35 seconds. We got 5.38 second. 5.38 second. So this is the observation that we have taken, that how much expectation we have we got from the scale we have already calculated. That much time we got when we operated the relay.
And based on the readings, if we plot the graph, we'll see how the graph will be. So as you can see in the graph, this y-axis is the trip time and the x-axis is the BPSB. And BPSB starting from 0 to 90. So in between you can see whenever the BPSB is less, fall time is less, trip time is less. BPSB is less means more severe to fault. BPSB is more means less severe to fault. So correspondingly time is also more. So this is an inverse time characteristic. So in this way you have to plot the graph. So if we conclude the experiment, then we can get some point that in under voltage relay, initially its rated voltage is 110 volt, that you have to give, and auxiliary power supply also need to give. That means our rated voltage 110 volt we have to give to make the relay in normal operating mode, otherwise relay will be in fault mode. So that you have to give continuously. Then in the under voltage relay, BPSB is in decreasing order, whereas in over voltage and over current, BPSM is in increasing order. That means here we have seen in the scale of the relay that BPSB is starting from 100 to 0, but in case of PSM it is starting from the 1 to more and more to 10 or 5 like that. If you see the relay front panel or the relay nameplate, you will find that PSMB is increasing order and PPSB is in decreasing order. Thank you.